welcome to the Fat Quarter Shop live stream. Today is August 30th, 2019, and we have special guest, Edyta Sitar of Laundry Basket Quilts.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. It's such a pleasure.
So she has so many things. We're just gonna start just showing you all her quilts, and then some of our YouTube members submitted questions, and then we're gonna let this go a little bit longer today so that you can ask as many questions. But I'm just going to jump into quilts and stuff.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
So this is her brand new book, Pillow Talk. It's coming out next month. It has 25 pillows. We have a ton of them on the side. I have shown them previously in another live stream. She used her laundry basket favorites.
Yes.
And so all of those colors go kind of... with all of her collection. So they're solidish and they mix with all of her.
They have a linen print on it. So they're also called linen texture because of the look. They're not a linen, they're just regular cotton for quilters, but they look like a vintage linen. But it's just amazing when you do a quilt, and they show quilting so well when you finish. So for example, this quilt right here, you can see it, the quilting so well on it, and I just love it. Yeah.
And is that bisque or is that what is the background?
Two.
Linen.
Yeah, I use two different colors.
Two.
For the center I use the lighter one, and for the glow around the stars a little lighter to have a little sparkle, and then for the background area I use the little darker one. But the quilt was rather plain when I finished, and then when I went ahead, put it on a frame, and I use this bedding. This is the newest bedding from Hubs. It's a mix cotton and wool. The wool gives you a little loft, a little fluff. It's just wonderful to give a puff to the quilting. Yeah.
And then all 25 of the pillows will have a kit. And inside the kit, it's just gonna have everything for the front. And so if it's got applique, it's going to be pre-cut. If it's got strips, it's going to be pre-cut. It doesn't have the binding or the backing, but there's going to be 25 of these, and they will be in stock very soon.
Yeah, and we didn't include the binding on our backing because I'm hoping that if you make a pillow and you really love it, but you wanted to make more and we want to make it to a table runner, so you can take that same pillow front, put two together and have a really nice table runner, or four make a great baby quilt, 6 of them wonderful couch quilt, toddler quilt, and then 9 a great queen size quilt.
And they all finish 18 inches or 18 and a half unfinished, 18-inch finished.
Yeah.
So you could kind of, if you had a finishing already that had an 18-inch square block, you could throw those blocks
applied
in.
to it, yeah, and at a border, in a border, and you're gonna have a great quilt. So if you like me, once you taste one, you can't stop, so you're gonna want another one and another one. And for the applique kits, we chose the fusible applique in the kit, so it should go really nice and fast.
And explain how they're on the edge, what they do so it doesn't fray.
All our kits are laser cut. For example, we have a bigger kits like the Alaska where all the pieces are pre-cut for you, and because they're laser cut, the edges are fray and the edges are little burnt, so they don't fray as much, and it's really nice. So when you open this kit, every single piece is pre-cut, and you can really quickly go ahead and make a quilt like this. And this is Alaskan Holiday. Well, I just love it. I'm ready for the holidays.
And here's the backing.
So it's so organized. Girls, when you try it, and you can try it with the pillows, we have a Kaleidoscope Pillow that uses this block, and there are 4 blocks that make a one pillow. Also all pre-cut, ready, set, go. Super cool.
And on our website we have 2 kits. We have the blue kit and the holiday kit, so we have both of these.
Yeah, we're almost selling out of the blue ones.
Okay.
So the Alaska one, I know we have few more available, and then they're just wonderful, especially before holidays when you don't have as much time to cut and do things. You get it, open the box, everything is in it, and we included a small plastic templates in the box. Those templates are not for cutting, they're only for marking your points. So yeah, and I have a little YouTube channel, and I did a video how to do it, as well as we have a video coming out for the pillow. So either one, you can watch it, and then you get to see it, how easy it is to make the blocks.
So she has other fabric collections, and so I'm just going to show you because she has like a million fabric collections. So she's got a Braveheart, which is red. So if you liked Little Sweetheart, which is still available, but some of the SKUs are getting discontinued, you could replace them with this. This is Braveheart. This is Evergreen. And so they mix really well together.
Yeah, and it's also nice to know that because I designed the fabrics, and I designed for you girls, but also designed for myself, and I match my collections to each other. So if you have Proches, Little Sweetheart, just the big prints, you can get a bundle and match it up, and it's gonna work really nice together. I stay true to what I love, so all my fabrics kind of go together. And notice that in a pillow book, we have this wonderful a ho-ho quilt where you can match it up with all your holidays things. And Kimberly just put it next to me. This is the book So in Love that we're talking about.
Yes.
Everybody loved that medallion quilt from this one. There are piece version and applique version of it. We just really, really enjoy making it. There are 12 blocks, and you will definitely find your favorites in that one.
This is one of her, this is Tannenbaum.
Isn't that sweet?
And
What
so-
is awesome
yeah.
about this one, it's row by row by row by row, and as you progress in a quilt, your skills are growing, and it's super fun. There's a little bit of applique, and we have a cute little package. It calls Mistletoe, and in this package, all your appliques are in it. So you just get one package and just open the appliques, fuse them down, iron it down. Remember, iron with steam for this one, because we use steam seam too for the fusible, so you need a little steam to get the gooking out, and that way your needle is gonna stay really nice. And use the new non-stick needle when you applique around the edges, so your work would be beautiful.
Real quick, we have a couple of new YouTube members that I just wanted to shout out.
Thank you.
We
Oh,
have
and here's the back.
the Academic Stitcher, who joined a little while ago, and then Tyra S. So you both get a confetti cannon. Welcome to the membership. These are the confetti cannon. That's great. And then we also got a super chat from Mary Erickson for $10.
Thank
so
you.
Confetti cannon for Mary as well. Thank you so much. That's always a huge help.
And then we've got this one. I know I'm not going to put them back as pretty, but I want to
No,
show
no.
all the quilts.
What it's wonderful to know is every collection that I design free patterns with it, and you can download them for free. You can make those quilts, and in those patterns I use the whole collection. And this is a free pattern that comes with our Evergreen and Braveheart, so it's super cool to know that, and it's perfect for beginner or advanced quilter. And speaking of beginner and advanced, yeah, isn't that gorgeous?
They
for
like to see the
Kim?
back. If I don't show
Yeah.
the back.
Many times I'm being asked, how do I do it? My quilts are so, have a lot of pieces. They're difficult. Where when I design a book or design patterns, I always put varieties of techniques in it. So it's good for beginners and advanced. But I like to talk to my girls and tell them, just like a puzzle. When you're making a quilt, think of a puzzle. You start with a simple puzzle, then you are excited about a little bit more difficult puzzle, and more difficult puzzle just includes a little bit more pieces. And in the end, the simple puzzle or the more difficult puzzle, you just have to do one piece at a time. You don't take the whole puzzle and throw it on your table and it's done. You take a one piece, do it one at a time. The differences between the easy and the difficult is that as you're working on it, the easy takes you shorter time, so the buildup of excitement is a little shorter. and then you finish your puzzle. The more difficult one, the buildup of excitement is so much longer, and then the reward feel even so much better. So don't shy away from those difficult puzzles. Just one piece at a time, and you can do it.
And then Quilters Patch was our very first book that we did with Edyta. And
Yes.
it's right here.
Yeah, I was just looking at pictures when I came and visited you first time. We're just the cutest little chickens.
We were younger.
Yeah, we had so much fun doing this book, and it was just a wonderful combination of different blocks. And speaking of this book, this fabric is no longer available, but all the colors and everything, you can get a bundle like this and put it into this quilt, and it makes the most beautiful, beautiful quilt. Just apply where there is a purple, you use a purple. Where there is a yellow, yellow, green, green, and you're gonna have just a stunning quilt with a little bit more modern flavor to it, because it's gonna have those more crispy edges around it. So this bundle is actually really good for this one.
And then those are our 3 books with Edyta. And she also does books with Martingale. So her first one was
Yes.
Patches of Blue, right?
Yeah, Patches
Are some of
of
these
Blue.
the quilts?
No, they're not. They're from our newest fabrics.
Okay.
But if you have the book and looking for a good collection, the Royal Blue is the newest fabrics that we have available. And I brought just few quilts from the Royal Blue. We're gonna show you those, including the free pattern one.
And that just arrived last week.
Yeah, the Royal Blue.
So this is her first book. This is her second book, Patches of Scraps.
Yep.
And then this one is coming out next month.
And that's our newest
Patches of
one.
Stars.
Yeah, and you know I love stars. So each book have 17 patterns in it, and the Patches of Star is my pride and joy. It has
show
one
you.
of my best patterns I ever did, and it's just one of them is the cover quilt called Stars Upon Stars. And like I said, it's like a puzzle. This is a few thousand pieces puzzle. You just take a one piece at a time and do it. Yeah, I love using a fun backings. This quilt belongs to my daughter Anna, and she's the one that actually chose the backing for it. So she loves the teal, but it's very doable. Follow the pattern. That new book is gonna be your favorite. I'm telling you, if you ever love stars, it's amazing.
I'm going to show up close these tiny pieces because look at that. Okay, I'm going to show you my nail on top of it just so you can see how small it is. Look how small it is. It's a little bitty.
So a lot of scraps in that one, but we have a new collection that is gonna come out in the fall. You're gonna be so excited about it. I think that collection will be perfect with this new book because it gives you an awesome variety of fabrics. So this one is the new book. Let me show you a little bit inside. Pennsylvania Star. Oh, thank you. Look at this, gorgeous pictures. Right in the front of the book, I always put few antique quilts because I do collect them and I wanted to share them with you. And Mary Kovalik have shared few of her beautiful antique quilts. She's amazing antique quilt collector, and she was so kind to do that. And then, so those are 1800 quilts. This one came from Minneapolis, where the Naval Academy is. So there are just few of those, and then we go ahead into patterns. All of the patterns are in color. It is just a wonderful book. And you have difficult, easy, my Eldon quilt, one of my most popular quilts. So you have, and there you have Milky Way, what I absolutely love, the Sotu Star. And then you have Stars Upon Stars. Oh, and if you ever wanted to make a 60-degree star, you have to do it with me. Look at how easy it is. It's just a 60-degree triangle, so no Y seams on that one. Here I have all this beautiful, and one of my first start quilts I ever made, my first class I ever taught. So I'm so proud of that one. Oh, I can't believe where the time flew by. I was quilting the whole time. So there it is, all of those wonderful. I hope you grab the book and enjoy it. And if you need a signed copy, just email us and we send you a really nice sticker that you can put it in your book, and then you have a signed copy. Oh, You pulling the royal blues. I love that. So this is one of the quilts that I have made with our royal blue collection. Isn't it adorable? And this one has just a wonderful backing on it. Notice the back. Oh yes, Kimberly, you got it.
I can't see what I'm doing.
Yeah. When I design quilts, I do them for my home, and I decorate with blue and white quilts. So, and then I love decorating for 4th of July. So just adding, if you have a blue and white quilt, just adding a pillow with the red stripes, and the pillow is from our Pillow Talk book. So that one. And I love this one. This is the free patterns that I was telling you about. This one called Norway. I hope to go to Norway sometimes, just like I hope to visit Alaska. And this one is just wonderful. You have a little 9-patch in it, and then a double 9-patch, and it's a free download. And notice how I just quilted with braids right through it, just to give a little different flavor to it. I really like that one. And if you want something, oh, we have to show this, and some of the pillows from our pillow book. This is my Anna's favorite again. Let's put this one up here. I have 3 children, and 2 of my oldest is a girl, then my middle is a girl, and then I have my son Michael, and both of my girls love what I do and quilt and have some fun. And notice this medallion quilt. Isn't it beautiful? So it's a pattern that we have it, and this one is the royal blue collection. Sometimes I put a big print on the back, sometimes I put something a little bit less busy, because when you flip it over with all this big print here and all these colors, I want something that will calm things down and make it a little simpler. And I love this one because it has a larger pieces, so really shows off the group of fabric, and it makes a lovely big quilt. So I can't wait to decorate for holidays with this one. Around Christmas time, I just put my blue quilts, little silver, white tree, and I'm done. And then in the spring, I take the trees and the silver away, put yellow flowers, and I have a farmhouse. So blue and white quilts are very nice. Did you want to show this one?
Oh, yes.
So if you have ever purchased any of my blue and white fabrics from Blue Sky, Royal Blue, and maybe you are thinking about getting this cute little bundle from Braveheart, notice it, how nice you can put both together. And this is a combination of all different collections that I designed for Andover. From, like I say, royal blue, blue sky, something blue, and then all different pinks and reds, the leftover from Sweetheart. I have a spots and dots here. I have some pieces from the new one, so it shows you how nice they're mixed. And this one calls Perfect Union, a little bit a block. And I'm gonna give a shout out to my buddy Debbie that inspired me to do this quilt and a pattern, so I'm super excited about it.
And we will have the pattern in stock early next week.
Oh, wonderful.
And it's Perfect Union.
Yes, and notice the binding, I use the little stripe on the binding, and then for the backing, I have some fabrics that have like really nice long lines, and that one worked really nice for me. I thought it was beautiful.
Do you want to talk about some of the threads you use?
Oh yes,
because I don't ever.
Yes. Let's talk about.
She's going to talk about it just for me because I love
that
this
we
threads.
have. So the newest in threads, and do we have? I think it was right here in the front. You must have those. I'm telling you, if you like applique, embroidery, yeah. So I always love using Ruffle threads, one of my personal favorites, but you know, like girlfriends, you want more and more and more of them. So I recently started doing more embellishing and other things to my quilts. So I start getting threads from Wonderful, and now I just love them. So if you like, if you open this package, it really shows it off. some of the threads. So there are some for embroidered, deco bob, just beautiful, colorful, sparkly threads. But these two packages are perfect for appliqueurs. So if you want to do a little bit invisible applique and you want to hide your stitches, this package will be perfect for you. If you want to match to the colors that I have, this package is just wonderful. So notice that all the colors just go really nice together, and those are Invisifill. So those threads are Invisifill. And then if you love embroidery, and many of you have such a awesome sewing machines where you can do little satin stitch, blanket stitch, those threads give you that little sheen to it and a little bit more glamour to the edges. So if you want to grab the little heart pillow,
Oh, and I'm going to grab this other pillow over here where you can show what you showed me
notice
yesterday.
notice that the little shine right into it, right around the edges, how sweet it is. So I have took those threads, the pink one, and stitched it right around it. Yeah.
So on this one, she used the shinier
Yes.
embroidery floss, and then this one she used just the applique thread.
Yeah.
And so you can see that this one pops a little bit more. And I love that she mixed all the different threads within so that there's like a mix of, you know, subtle pop.
So I actually went and laid out my quilt, then took all my threads and put different threads on different blocks. So that way I have a true sewing basket. That's the name of the quilt. And in your sewing basket, you have such a nice variety. Why not use it? So some hides, some, you know, I have a little more glamour to it and a little bit more sparkle when you open it up. So it's really nice
like this
to do
one's
it.
more of a pop. This
Yeah.
is the embroidery.
Yes, right here. It has a little bit
Right here,
more
the
of
yellow.
a sheen. And notice how this one is just hiding. You can't even see it. But it's fun to do this because when you come up to the quilt, it gives you like, it's not all the same. Every handle is shiny. You want to do a little bit different because maybe some handle, somebody hold it a little bit tighter and worn out. So I always like to tell myself that. But also, yeah, for the
And then we're going to get these next week.
for
I'm going to
bobbin.
try them.
Yeah, they're deco bob threads, and they're really nice for your bobbin. So if you want something super thin, I would recommend those for you to use it. And for paper piecing, they really work nice. So they don't build up in your edges. And for anyone that likes to do triangles on a paper, they're very nice. And they come in those 4 colors, what goes really nice. Oh, I love those. Oh, I'm so glad you have those. Oh, I'm so excited. We had our book, Patches of Scraps, come out, and that one was the second book in a series of our books, Patches of Scraps, right here. And when I finished that book, I was so happy because there were such a beautiful pictures with it, and we took some of the pictures and created those note cards. And in the set, you have multiple note cards with envelopes. There are nothing inside, so you can send out lovely messages, so in love in it, and send it to your friends. And they're perfect for birthday, Christmas, thank you cards, anything you would like to.
They're really
write.
nice quality too.
You know, I like them, and I actually have seen somebody take them and frame
'em.
them. Yeah, because they're just really nice for your sewing room as well. So those are those few things in threads and the little cards that we have coming up. Ooh, look at all of those wonderful things.
Oh, I want you to talk about this quilt.
Oh, I love this quilt. I made this
She
quilt.
thinks it's easy.
Oh, when you open the pattern, you're gonna notice how easy it is, because I didn't do this in one big sections. I broke it to smaller diamond sections. So remember, like a puzzle, one diamond at a time, one section at a time, and boom, you have the whole puzzle put together. But what I did is made a smaller section, and what is special about this one, I used the linen texture laundry basket favorite. This is this fabric right here. I cut my strips, but I also add some of my big print from my bed of roses, as well as some spots and dots from another collection that I did for Andover. And I love weaving that big print. Notice it's in a binding, it's in two different areas of a diamonds. It just gives me like a suddenly unexpected effect for my quilt. Once I did my sections, I sew them together, and then I trim off the diamonds that were on the outside. Done. That was the easiest way to do it, and there wasn't that much waste. A little bit, and the stuff that was extra, I'm making a jacket for myself. So hey, yeah.
And what's the name of this one?
And this one is our
Wild.
Wild West.
thought it was Wild West.
Yes. See, thank you, girls.
Oh.
And it was like a Wild West when I was making. All my strips were everywhere. So, starching your strips, being organized, make sure you make sets of your strips. And I use those cute little clips
Wonder
from
clips.
Wonder Clips to keep my strip sets together. I just clipped it. It was so easy to do it. So by the time I walk from my cutting table to my sewing machine, it was all organized. And also, this cute little table is really nice when you're cutting on your dining room table. First
I'm
of
going
all,
to show you
yeah.
how we do it.
Real quick, we also have some more YouTube members.
Yay!
Shout out to Kristen Reagans, who joined a few minutes ago. Thank you, Kristen. And Ilyana Sinkilik. Welcome, Ilyana. And we got a $20 super chat from Carolyn Ledoux. She says, keep your videos and tutorials coming.
Thank
so
you.
confetti cannon for Carolyn. Thank you so much again. All of that
Love
is
the
such a help
confettis.
for everything we do here.
Confetti. I want real confetti. One day Lily's going to have real confetti.
Yeah.
She's going to get like a, what do you call those Easter eggs, and just crush it. That's our conversion of confetti.
Oh, that's gonna be fun. We should do confetti scraps.
Oh,
yeah, and just throw them. Yes.
Yes, we should.
So this is something new that we have. We have a new selection of tools and different things for your sewing table, and this one calls make space, because I want you to make space for everything. And this is the ruler holder. So not only you put your rulers, you can put your templates, but notice I have a room for the rotary in the front, but it's really nice to have it. Then we have this little cutie. Notice it. This one is a little tool. I love this one. Oh my gosh. And it's with time, as you use it, it's really gonna wear it out to your hand. And what I do is with it is I do my cold pressing. When I have to open my seams, I just rub it with that little tool, and I'm ready, set, go for the next step. I don't have to jump and run to my ironing board. And also, sometimes when you press it, when you do foundation piecing, if you press it too much, you're gonna shine up the edges. So this really helps. Just open, next piece, and have some fun. But my personal favorite is this cute little table, because I'm always don't have enough space. And I don't like cutting when I have to bend because my back hurts. So my dining room table is not high enough. So this gives me that height. Notice it, it has little legs right there on the sides. And then when you're done, you can fold the legs, and they're magnets. Did you notice? And then it stays, and you can grab it and put it next when you're sewing, so it's lower down, and then you can grab your pieces and start sewing from it. Or even when I'm sitting in my bed, don't tell Michael, I like to quilt in my bed. Where sometimes when he's on a business trip, I bring my sewing everywhere with me. Now you know it. So I can take this and just work, put my computer or put my pieces, and it's organized, and then I just grab it, put it away, and it's not lost in my sheets or someplace else.
And it has inches, and the best thing about this is they're made in the USA.
Yes, yes.
And
so
we'll have
we're
them in
super
stock
proud
next
of
week.
it. Yeah,
Next
we're
week.
so proud of it. And you know, all the things that I make for you, and I make for myself, and I pay attention, you know, the finish on it, how it's done, that it's really feels like somebody that loves you and care for you made it. So when you touch your table and you notice it, and the little tool, every single one is handmade. It's not machine, it's just handmade, carved up for you, so that way you have a really, really nice tool. And every one is going to be just tiny bit different. So it's really nice to see that. And we use a beautiful quality of wood. I hope you like it. And like I said, the finish is just beautiful on it. So do we have anything else, or we want to have a little pillow fight?
Oh.
We played yesterday. No, it wasn't like a fight. We were just throwing pillows
We were
and
sleeping.
laughing. Yeah. Oh, this one is a really good one to show because notice how many colors I have in this pillow. And all that I did is I grabbed this thread. Guys, you're gonna love this green. This one right here, this funky low green, is the only thread that I use around all the edges and stitched it. And I noticed this one is gonna be one of my favorites for like multi-uses because it just blends so nice with pinks, with greens, with blues. It had that really like a funky character to it that it worked very well. And I just use the zigzag to stitch around the edges. You don't have to do a lot. Sometimes, let me see, there was a pillow with the flowers on it. Oh, it's this one. Notice? And this was a question that I get quite often. I fuse my pieces and I don't stitch. All that I do is quilt over. So the quilting holds the pieces, but the edges are raw. That calls raw edge applique. So you have all different fusible applique techniques. Fusible applique breaks into raw edge, where there is no stitches around the edges, or you can take wonderful time, choose beautiful threads, and stitch around all the edges, and that calls finish edge fusible applique. So raw edge, finish edge, absolutely love it. All of the projects that you see can be hand applique or machine applique. This one has a really nice stitch around it with the blue thread, and notice this one has the raw edges. So for uses, I would say 2 to 3 times washing. But how often you gonna wash your pillows? Really, you wanna just enjoy it. And like I said, with time, you're gonna expect that it's gonna fray a little bit, lift it up. And anytime you see something lifting up more, you can press it again to push it down. So, but I just make them enjoy it. And when I am ready for a change, I make another pillow. And with those little cute kits that we have, you can make them really, really quickly. Notice that this one is the one you were holding with the flowers. Look how cute this is. So in a package, you get your background, all of the pieces, fusible webbing already on it. And I love, and again, made in USA. I am so proud of this because I know the people that make it. I know the impact that this makes on this community that the kits are made. It's just wonderful. I remember like today when we start making the kits, the person, Debbie, that is in charge of it was telling me that there was a line of girls wanting the job to pack them, and it was a tough time because the economy was down. It was just amazing to make that difference. Notice how nice the girls pack this. And if you buy it and you're not ready to make it right away, keep it in the baggie because it keeps your fusible webbing fresh. And also advice, if you're doing your own pieces, when you purchase fusible webbing, keep your fusible webbing in a bag. Why? Because it dries out with time and you don't want to do that before you get to use it. So look at on the back, you have the fusible webbing, and all that you do, open the package. I'm gonna take one of the cute little leaves, and all that I do is roll up a corner just like this. Look how nicely separate. So don't play with the edges, just separate it, pull it away, and voila, it's stuck. And that's a little sticky that it's gonna hold the pieces in place only so you can lay them out. There are girls that stitch without ironing. I don't like doing it because I don't like wiping my needle all the time from the googie. So what I do is I just put it down, I iron it. Like I said, make sure you follow direction on the package for the ironing. Iron it down and start stitching. If your needle is sticking and you have the goog up, it means you did not press enough. So you have to take the project, repress it, and I like to press it from the front and from the back. Remember, don't over press because then you mail that fusible right through it. So you want to be nice and gentle but enough. And one of the things that I noticed with fusible applique, I'm gonna touch on it for 1 minute. The best place to iron your pieces, it's either on an ironing board that you have made out of wood, a little bit of bedding, and a cotton, because you don't want the ironing board with a silver cover, because the silver reflects the heat so fast that it pushes it right through your fabric. So you want an ironing board that it's a little bit soft, a nice one that you can make, or those cutting boards that have an ironing board on the back. Those are fantastic for fusible applique because the heat doesn't go so fast back. So that's all. And then if you don't like this leaf here, you rather have it on your shirt. Look how quickly I was able to move it. Isn't it wonderful? Yeah. So you can move it multiple times, and they are just wonderful. We have that same shape in this pillow right here.
Real quick, we just got another super chat. I hope I say your name right. Ruffle Guy gave us a super chat for $49.99. They say love the pillows.
Thank
Thank you so
thank
much.
you
That's
so
so
much.
generous.
Thank you.
2 confetti cannons for you, Ruffle.
Oh, those confetti are just amazing. I want some confetti.
And then she's got some foundation paper, and then she has English paper piecing.
Yeah.
So all the things that you're going to need for the book, and the book will be coming out next month. It's almost September.
Almost September, yeah.
I
And
know,
we have 25 pillows.
Yes.
So 25 patterns. Yeah, 25 kits, 25 patterns. So many nice things to choose from. Get the book, do one pillow at a time. If you love one, nobody said you cannot have 9 butterflies on your couch. I mean, it's your thing, do your thing, or 9 of them sewn together to a quilt, but just doing one at a time. And I really paid attention. We did different videos, but in each video I show you multiple pillows that using the same technique, from a beginner to more advanced quilter. And what that means is not just that advanced quilter is a better quilter, has a little bit more experience. Where do you start? With the simple one. Keep growing your skills, and then you can do those harder things. I'm telling you, you can do it. Start climbing those high mountains. Really feels good. Yeah. So I hope you enjoy it. And with the videos, gives you a little bit of extra tips. But when you open your books, you have a cutting directions, or you can get a kit, and then on the left, look at my little tips. Don't miss them, because many times in those tips I give you an idea. Hey, use this needle. Did you try to do this? Did you ever use this tool? It just really is helpful to read those and then follow step by step. So this is gonna teach you the paper piecing. Then we have English paper piecing, applique, strip piecing. Oh, we have a beginning strips in it. Yeah, this one is a wonderful. So anybody that loves grandmother's garden, we have those for you, and you can do it by hand or by machine if you wanted to. I show you how to do it by hand because that's how I did it. Some pillows, I just applique, boom, done. Some I wanted to have a project for a longer time when I go on a little trip and I want to stitch when I'm riding in a car, or I got in a hotel room, one flower at a time, and then you come back from your trip and you have your flowers to put a pillow together. So having everything ready, set, go in those little kits, just like I was showing you, you package your kit, you take your little threads with you, and you can go into retreats. Oh my gosh, your girlfriends would be so jealous. I'm telling you. Yeah, you grab a little kit, everything is in it, put your tools, go to the retreat, and now you have your project already pre-cut and ready, set, go for you. I'm really excited about that. And like I said, we have a larger kits. So if you like the small pre-cut pieces, then you also... And then we always include 1-2 extra pieces in all the kits. If you ever need another piece, do not hesitate. Just email us. We will take care of you. That's how much we want you to be happy with what you do and enjoy it. And of course, it's human made. So if we miss a piece, just let us know. We're there to help you out. So you have fun. Are you gonna make some of those pillows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in January, we're going to do a little sew along with the Pillow Talk book. And so Edyta's going to put together some different finishings. Of course, those finishings we put together, the finishing instructions will be free. And then you can pick the 12 or 9 or 8 or whatever we end up doing. And so I'll do the easy ones.
Yeah, because we all want to.
Yeah, I might do that. I might do the applique. I might do like one applique.
Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, I might try these threads.
It's awesome. I also noticed that you can take, because it's a very nice size, 18.5 unfinished, 18-inch finish. You can use your center medallion. Take one of the pillows, use that front of the pillow as a center of a medallion, do a little 9 patches around, and you have an awesome quilt. So easily to use in other combinations. And table runners, I cannot wait to, for Valentine's, I'm definitely using 2 packages and have a nice table runner. Yeah. And this one is a perfect for a center. We have a video that I did with you that it's just amazing. If you have never made 8-point star, Kimberly and me have worked so hard to put up a video on 8-point star. You must see it. You have to see it. You have to learn how we did it. It's just wonderful. We get great reviews from that one, and girls that made it first time, they comment that they really like it. So go and check that video on the YouTube channel and enjoy it for 8-point star. Oh, we have some of those. Do we want to show those? Now, you know, Halloween is coming.
Oh yeah.
I have a happy pumpkin. Yeah. And the other orange ones are so cute. Yes. And something with some fun colors. Look at how sweet this comes in. You can do 3 pillows for your couch, and in the book, when I photographed the book, I kind of paired them up together to show you the combination and the mood that they set for your household. But let's say you don't want to do the solid fabrics. You have your own stash. I got it. I have one too. And you want to use your favorite fabrics, and you like a little bit brighter color, happier, fun and exciting. Just apply those colors. So if you have fabrics, there are multicolors, have oranges on it, put right here. Just apply the colors where I have it with your fabrics. You're gonna get a great project. And remember, anytime you want something to stand out and bounce, use a lighter background. The backgrounds are really the key to your quilting, how to set the color mood for your quilt. I'm moa, tea-dye, setback, notice my quilts, so I like the darker backgrounds. But the second I want to show off something, notice what I did. I use a sparkly light background. Notice in that star, because I wanted to color bounce forward and do a really nice job for me. So, and this one, we were talking about it. If you have a little favorite little tiny square, put it in here. This is gonna be your pillow talk, your conversation piece. I can guarantee you that there will be friends that say, did you know you have a blue square right there? I do it on purpose. It gives a nice conversation. Oh, this one is fun because we did it with the triangles on a roll. Yeah. So triangle paper for this one. This is super cool one. I'm gonna give a shout out to my friend Sarah. She's amazing. She helped me with this one. It was super cool. So this one is one of my favorite because you will learn how to do triangles on a roll with triangle paper, but also traditional way triangles. And this time we're opening the seams. So in the book, I show you the way how I would do it. But as I have been making the pillows, I noticed that you can break the rules. Don't even, try what works for you. So if I say push the seam this way and you put your finger over and it does not pleases you, open that seam. That's, we're not writing a quilting Bible here. We're trying to help you and give you suggestion. But in the end, your quilting journey needs to be the pleasant one. Your results need to make you happy. So I always feel like I give my best foot forward, trying to teach you and show you how I do it. But guess what? Sometimes I change my mind and want to do things different. So you're a free person, you can do it too. I love those strip pillows where you just start up in the center. You can do multiple color option from pinks with lighter blues or do reds with yellows like I did it. I mean, this one really is fun and super simple for a beginner. So this is a good one. Remember, every time you finish a round, square things up. Another round, square things up. this was one of the first lessons that I learned in quilting, and I think that's what everything began for me, that I got to make something, and even when it was not perfect, knowing that I can fix it and square things out, give me a fresh start for my next round. And I highly recommend this for beginners or advanced quilters. Square things up. Yeah.
Lots of people are wondering how you finish the backs of the pillow.
Oh, so we have all different ways that you can finish, and in this case we did just an overlap. So in the book we have 3 different ways. And Sarah, would you throw a shirt for me as well? Thank you, Sarah.
And the zipper.
Yeah.
They're also
and
wondering
then
why the pillows are so crinkly.
Because we have 18-inch square pillows in all 25.
Yeah.
And
We didn't
we're going
take
to
the
sell
plastic.
these afterwards because we didn't want to buy 18.
and we want to display all of them for you. We actually
Yes.
have 25 pillows.
25,
not
yeah.
18.
I mean
Yeah.
18-inch square pillows, yeah.
Yes.
So they're not crinkly in real life.
Thank you.
No, they're not.
No. And I think there are a few that I brought that didn't have the plastic in it, but
Yeah.
we want to display all of them for you guys. So yeah, that's why the plastic is in it. But check this out. So you can do, in the book you have 3 ways of doing the backs. First, super simple. My mama taught me when I was little. You just take 2 rectangle, one, both of them a little bit bigger than a half, and you sew them on the back and overlap, and this is how you get your pillow in and out. Okay. Now, second way to do it, we showed you how to do a beautiful zipper, and you're gonna have to get the book and watch the video because this is a little bit more intense, but so doable.
Yeah.
I made it so easy for you guys. So you're gonna get a zipper in the back, and it has a flap that covers the zipper, and it's so elegant. All your
So
girlfriends
you won't
gonna
even
come up
see.
to it.
You won't see
Yeah.
the zipper.
They're gonna be bragging about it. There's gonna be a little pillow talk about you because you did such a good job with the zipper. So that's the second way to do it. But I also, living in California, trying to recycle and doing different fun stuff, has and one of my friends have brought to my attention that you can take an oversized big shirt, cut a rectangle out of it, right, cut a beautiful square out of it, and make sure you take that 18.5-inch ruler, put it right over, press your shirt before, and I did show you that in one of the videos that we did. You right away have a backing, and guess what? You have buttons, and you can just open the buttons, slip your pillows right through it, and I love this little pocket. You can leave a little love note on Valentine's for someone in the back of the pillow. What a cute little gift, When my daughter Delphina went to college, I actually made on one of her couches, we reposted couches with old pair of jeans, and I left a pocket on one of the jeans that we reposted the couch, and I always slip her a little note. So if you have a kid that is going to college, little message, I'm proud of you in a pocket, really gonna make their day, or maybe a $20 that they can buy a lunch. But that is a fun way to do, and I was so thankful that one of my friends was willing to share that with me, and I put it in a book so that way you guys can enjoy it as well. So upcycle an old shirt, another way to do it, and you would have a perfect buttons on the back of your pillows. So we have all different ways. This one is a super cute one, and I'm actually definitely doing a quilt out of this design because it was so much fun. Little 3.5-inch blocks right here with a circle in the middle. So nice to practice your stitching around the circle because that gives you most likely the hard time when you have to take a curve. When you're going around it, you don't like to stop and turn. So remember, your machine is not a steering wheel, so don't grab your pieces and start doing this with it. You need to learn when you're going around the curves, when you applique, needle position down, so your needle hold the spot, lift the foot, stop, turn. Put the foot down. Why am I doing this? Because if I try to just go in one round around it, that's how the edges get ruffled and your stitches are not gonna be nice. So when you stop and get a chance to lift that foot up, turn your piece, you get a really nice stitches and no ruffling edges around your applique. So this is a perfect practice. And can you imagine a whole quilt in all my little rainbow circles that I have collected? You know those little candy squares from Moda? I love them, always love them, and they're perfect size for this. So you can make those. So this one, another favorite of mine. What do we have? Anything else that we want to show to the girls?
This one and this one.
Oh yeah, so this one, very important. Then you do your half square triangles traditional way, just sew them together. There are combinations of colors. Notice that it's blue with light, blue with the darker cream. But with this pillow, I want to teach you the difference between half square triangle and quarter square triangle. So many of us forget about those, that they are different. And when I first learned how to quilt, my grandma was reminding me, never bias on the outside of your block, on the outside of your row, on the outside of your quilt. At first I wasn't sure what she was talking about it, but with time I noticed that bias in quilting is just as important as in fashion and outfits. So you don't want to bias edges on the outside. So this triangle will be cut from quarter square triangle, where the triangle inside the pillow will be cut from half square triangles. So that way we keep a straight grain on the outside, because the bias stretches. We want a straight grain, so our project is beautiful, square, flat, and it looks perfect when we quilt and finish it up. So that one was, and this is that Alaska one, I know. So if you like this, you're gonna love this kit, because that's the same block, just different color option. And I wish we could open one so the girls could see it inside.
I will open it.
Okay, awesome. And I'm gonna talk about this pillow right here. So this pillow is made from 4 exact same blocks that just rotate, and in the book we show you step by step how to do it. And what I love, I don't use my templates only for cutting, I use my templates for marking. Let me show you a template. So this is one of the Alaska templates, and notice the little holes right here. What that means, that I put a pencil through that hole and I mark my piece. This is the area where I need to sew from here to here, from here to here. So then on another piece I mark those points, and then I pin on those points so my pieces match perfectly. And after you do 2 or 3, you know where to position your pieces, so that way, you know, it's like dancing. The first few steps you need to know where to go, but then naturally you're like, oh, I know exactly. And once you do a few of those, you will always be able to kaleidoscope block. Oh, I'm so glad you opened that one. So check this out. This is so cool. In the box, when you open, first you're gonna get just the basic of cutting, what pieces, how many, from which fabrics there are. And this is all the block combinations.
And the pattern, you purchase the pattern separately.
Yes, yeah.
And the reason, yeah. I'm gonna open it.
You can open it, yeah. I think it's just wonderful to see it when you open. We shrink wrap it so that way your pieces don't slide and move when you when they're traveling in a box. But it's come on, you can open. It's Christmas.
I know I can't open it. I need some scissors.
Oh, yeah, you can use the scissors if you want to use
scissors over there.
maybe rotary. If you want to just slice the edge a little bit.
You're gonna give me some scissors because I can't open it without.
Well, Kimberly, your nails are so beautiful. You don't want to break a nail when you're opening that. But see, it's sealed, so no one can open it for you. You get to do it. But once you open the kit, we put the binding and a border on the top. Let me help you with it. You're gonna have to rip it just a little bit more. Ta-da! Christmas. So when you're opening, do it gently. This is your binding. This is your border. Notice now, this is your border right here. All your pieces are stacked right together. Can we see this? Yeah, oh, that's awesome. And notice it, we include those little tiny plastic templates. Those are your marking templates. So when I take a piece like this and I'm ready to sew with another piece, I mark those points for myself with a pencil, and that way it's easier for me to match them up, follow the pattern. We press the fabrics before we cut, so you can just right away go into sewing, and everything, look at how beautifully everything is lined up. And you know, you can see it on the lighter one, and notice it. Look at this, look at this. I have to like really pull hard to fray the edges, so no fraying as you're playing, and no fraying on it. I just brought this to my mom in Poland. My mom just learned how to quilt. I'm telling you, she loved it. I was visiting with her. She already finished her quilt, and she called me and she was like, well, from now on, don't send me fabric. I only want those pre-cut kits. I think I created a little monster. Yeah, she thought it was the most fun thing, and she didn't have any leftovers to throw it around and storage. And nope. And like I said, we include 1-2 pieces extra, so when you finish your blocks, or if you want a flower in the middle, you got that. You know, you have that option to change. And we have plenty of everything in your kit for you to be able to do it. There are 12 beautiful blocks. Your 13 block, you only made 1. 12 blocks, you made 4 times each block. So with every block, you're really learning how to do it. And I have a little secret. You guys gonna be the first one to hear it. There may be a rainbow Alaska coming out. It is stunning. So something new coming up. I hope you do this one and then look forward to the next one. So let me put this over, and we put it away. Now, since you open, Kimberly, you're gonna have to make this one.
I know. I have
Yes.
to try it.
Yeah, this one is a beautiful, and it's such a nice gift. And when I finish mine, I have actually made 3 of the quilts, and I quilted each of them differently. The blue and white, something blue, I did a custom quilting with braids on the side and a beautiful feathers coming to the center. This one that I brought it with me, I just put braids through it. Notice, just very simple quilting. Isn't it beautiful? Yeah, just edge to edge braids, nice simple quilting on that one. And you can in the pattern, I give you direction to spin your seams one direction. Like I said, we have a video that you can watch as well how I did it. So if you want it, you spin your seams one way. If you want it, open the seams. Both way worked really well. For our pillow, I open the seams most of the time. Why? Because when you rest your head, you don't want a little bumps here. You want it to be nice and soft. So opening the seams was the way to go. And the Alaska pillow, I open all the seams on that one. I don't know where we put the Alaska pillow now. Yeah. Oh, it's right here next to us. So notice that when you put your fingers on it, touch right there. Yeah, so it feels really nice. So it's not as bulky, because sometimes when you push the seams together, why do I spin all of the seams the same direction? Because when I sew my blocks, the seam would lock right in between here. So those were the one. I'm excited about this one. I'm definitely gonna make at least 1 or 2 more of those, because with every color combination you get such a different results. And I noticed through my journey in quilting, sometimes I don't want to do the same quilt twice. I want to do another one and another one and another one. And with this quilt, for some reason, because of the colors and how different it looks, every time you burst the colors, I wanted to do it at multiple times. So do we have any questions?
Oh, we have so many questions.
Yeah, okay.
We are going to start with
You get
the
to answer
question
all of them.
from our YouTube members. They got to submit questions early to kind of guarantee that their question would be asked on the live stream. So then I'm just going to go in the order that they submitted them in. Kristen McCaller said, "Hi Edyta, what is your favorite block to sew?"
Oh, my favorite block to sew, I have to say Alaska at this time. Yeah, I'm staying by that one, so I can't wait go home and do some more Alaska blocks. But one of my favorite to go blocks is Sawtooth Star. It's simple. Those 4 flying geeses are really nice and easy to make, and I love to use the block lock rulers. Did you ever use those? Yeah, super cute. So I love to use those to lock my seams and trim my blocks. But notice it sew to star right here. Many times you see sew to star in my borders as I accent. It just gives me a really cute look. And recently Ohio Star have been just stealing my heart. So I'm the star block girl. That's why maybe Patches of Star book.
Beautiful. And then the next few are from Smitten Kitten. She submitted a few questions.
Hi, it's so nice to meet you. It's so nice you leave such a lovely comments.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Smitten Kitten said, do you ever make mistakes while sewing? Your work is the most perfect I've ever seen.
I do. I make mistakes when I sew, and I'm not happy about it. And what I like to do is, if I ever make mistakes, I learn from those. And you know, just like in life, you just have to learn from it and move on, and don't be tough on yourself. I just sometimes when things don't match, and I'm so tough on myself. Are you? Yeah, just I want everything perfect. Well, it doesn't go that way. Just like in life, you just have to accept it. And I look forward to my quilting. Sometimes I know that there is a second chance of squaring up the blocks, adding quilting, cover with the applique. See, you have to learn how to applique. It just helps to put a little bird where the pieces didn't meet. So there you go. Now you know it.
And then her next question was, what other hobbies do you do?
I love cooking. Oh my gosh, girls, I love cooking. I am crazy about cooking, and I love gardening, cooking, and I love my doggy. So I go for nice walks with Oliver. My kids are now all in colleges, so Oliver is it for walks, listening to me, and helping with quilting. So in the our Pillow Talk book, you get to see a picture of Oliver. He was part of the photo shoot.
Okay. And does sewing as a profession ever get old?
No, it's just, no. And I want to tell you something about cooking, because it just in my brain came back to me. You know, I approach quilting just like I approach cooking. I take simple ingredients and put them together to create something special. And I think in quilting, I try to take what I have. I don't look for fancy tools or extra stuff. I just take the simple ingredients, fabric, thread, needle, and try to make something special. And the same in cooking. I go to farmers market on Sundays, pick up my veggies, and try to enjoy that simple ingredients. I don't look to add so much to it. I just, slice a tomato, put a little bit of feta cheese and tiny bit olive oil, and voila, I'm good to go.
Amazing. Okay. And then her next question was, do you ever experience creative slumps? And if so, how do you get over them?
Oh, so I try to be nice to myself, and I try to take care of myself, because I know there are times that things don't come up as quickly as I want it. So when I have an idea for a quilt, I write everything down. I have a little notebook, I put a little sketch. Last night I had a really cute idea, and I right away drew it and put it in my little notebook, because on the days where I don't have an inspiration, when things are slower, I just open my book, and almost that wave of inspiration from my book comes back to me, and like I put the juices back into it to float. So I like to do that. And be kind to yourself. Don't force it. Just do one thing at a time, and things will happen.
And what is your favorite music?
Oh, Queen.
Yes.
I love it. My kids know I love it. They love it. We listen in the car. They listen since they were little. I love Queen.
That's my favorite band.
I rock to it. When we do something in a studio, I have a really nice staff of girls that work with me. I hire Navy wives to work in my studio, and they absolutely rock my boat. They're awesome. And we put on, when we do something like put kids together, or we work hard, we preparing for a class, or maybe retreat. I have a retreat coming up in September. If you wanna, you can join our retreat. We have few places left, so come on up, visit with us in Oxnard, California. You're gonna have a great time. But we put on a Queen music and just rock, and we put it rather loud, so we enjoy it.
And then the last thing she wanted me to tell you that she thinks you are one of the you are one of her most favorite people. Sorry, it's weird to read this like in third person. And that she thinks your work is exquisite.
Thank you. Thank you. It's my pleasure. Over the years, you girls have treated me so nice. And Kimberly, thank you so much, because of people like Kimberly, I was able to enjoy my quilting journey, and she put me on a platform to connect with you guys. So thank you so much.
And then real quick, I missed a couple super chats earlier. One from Sally Nagel for $20. She said, look forward to Fridays and live streams. So confetti cannon for Sally. Thank you so much. And from Creation SPS 91 also gave us $20. They say, thank you for all you do for us. So confetti cannon for them.
watching.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I know some people were asking like what all these super chats are. It's basically like helps us... sorry, my mic went out. It helps us kind of fund everything we do for live stream. Like live streams weren't a thing like 2 years ago on our YouTube channel. So thank you so much. Okay, next question from Donna Regal. Have you always been creative even as a young child?
Yes, yeah. My mother had a handful with me. I started, I tell this story quite often of when I was very little girl. I stood next to my mother, and she just finished a drapes that she hanged in her window, and I stood next to her. She loved fabric, she loved textiles, she loved making things for me. So I lived in a household with someone that already loved making things, and that love spread around our household. And when she finished those drapes, she gently squeezed my arm and said to me, didn't you love this fabric? She was so proud of what she did, and I did. I loved the fabric she used in her drapes. She went into the kitchen to cook us a dinner, and I took a scissors and I cut a square out of the middle of my mother's brand new drapes. This day is marking a calendar as a day that I almost die. Okay? But when she saw what I did, she was upset, obviously, but she also recognized that I had the drive to make and do things. So she, from then on, made sure that I had little box of swatches, and she taught me how to, stitch, and just started that crazy journey of mine. And after that, yes, I admit, when I was 12, I took 4 of my mother's best sweaters, cut them to pieces, and made it one.
Oh my God.
Oh, that was another day I almost died. But she swore that this was my first patchwork, because I wanted to do something different, combine and create. And I was like this since I was a kid. And I was lucky that when I lived in Germany, I worked for Hamels. I paint those little figurines, and I learned a lot about color and painting and all different stuff. So over the years, and I educate myself. I try to read as many books and go to museums and absorb beautiful things. And if I don't have a chance to go to a really beautiful museum, I go outside and walk down my sidewalk and pay attention to flowers and trees and leaves. And that's what my mother taught me. She took me for a walk every single day and pointed, now notice how this branch have those little leaves on it. And that's what everything began, that inspiration, and capturing that simple beauty in cooking, in quilting, in life, just trying to do what is around me and embrace that.
Well, Tina Stuyven says, hello Edyta, when did you start quilting and who has taught you? Thank you.
So I was lucky that I married Michael. not only because he's handsome and he's an awesome father to my children, our children. I call them mine most of the time. Do you do that too? Or when they're good, they're all mine. When they're not so good, they're his kid.
Yes.
But Michael was related to two awesome quilters. His mom, Carol Sitar, and his grandmother, Anna Sitar. And Anna Sitar was the one that took the time and taught me how to quilt. When I lived with her, she was so kind. She welcomed us to her home, and we got to live with her for 6 months. And when I first stepped through her doorstep, she looked at me with not much hope in her eyes, and she said to me, when you live with me, you're gonna quilt with me. And I had no idea what she was talking about, because I was born in Poland and I've never seen a quilt. So I was like, quilting, what is that? I glanced into her living room and she had a blanket spread between two chairs, and I thought, aren't you a little old to build a tent? You know, I thought she was playing. Well, that was a quilting frame that rested on two chairs, and there was a frame that she was having a quilt on it, and she was hand quilting that quilt. She sat me across from her, and she taught me how to hand quilt and how to rock the needle and never to rock the family boat. So she shared a lot of nice lessons with me, and she was an awesome quilter. She made 50 quilts a year. She donated all her quilts to her local bingo in a church, and there people came from all over, play bingo, and won grandma's quilts. So I was lucky that she shared her quilting with me, how to make quilts. And by the way, grandma didn't use rotary. Everything she did was templates and scissors, because that's how she was taught to cut. And it was quite interesting. So when I brought a rotary to the household, she was amazed with it. By the way, it changed her quilting forever. But I just love that she shared it with me, because now I shared back with the family. She didn't teach many family members how to quilt, and I was able to teach her son how to quilt. And my father-in-law makes quilts. He makes quilts for a local nursing home. He makes smaller lap quilts, and he goes and visits all the guys in a nursing home and brings them a quilt. So I'm super proud that we kind of closed that circle and we shared it. It's a Sitar family tradition that we carry on.
And Mullah says, what is your inspiration for your fabric designs?
So many times inspiration comes in from the nature or something that it happens. So my next fabric collection is inspired by the super bloom in California. If you ever come in a spring, we have a burst of flowers like you've never seen it before. It is beautiful. So to me, the flowers, the super bloom, is the inspiration for my next group. But sometimes it's my daughters, like Delphina and Anna, my collection that are coming out right now. They have polka dots. Anna is pink, Delphina is blue. So I'll let you think about it a little bit. So those are the inspirations. Sometimes it could be jewelry. I had a collection called Girls Best Friends, and I took the inspiration from different jewelry, different cuts, and applied them to designs on the fabrics.
Sue Cleek says, I am curious to know if it would be relatively easy to turn Pillow Talk book into a series of lessons, not only about creating pillows, but highlighting features and of a particular brand of sewing machine, thinking of creating a series of classes around the book.
Well, we got you back already. We just finished taping all of the videos, and each video is gonna teach you a different technique and show you variety of pillows that could be made with that technique. I am so excited for you. And we have talked about threads, needles, and everything else that applies to it. As sewing machines, you know, I have multiple favorites. One of my favorite sewing machine is my old machine that my mother-in-law gave it to me. So that one is my favorite because my mother-in-law gave it to me for my wedding day.
And then from Marsha Baker, she said, hi, Edyta, you're so talented. Were you artistic as a young girl? You already answered that. Susie Clary said, what sewing machine is your favorite to use?
more. See, it's the one my mother-in-law gave it to me. Yeah, it really is personal preference. Don't you feel it that way? Like, if you get a chance to get a really good sewing machine, I'm so happy for you, and I wish I have one of those. But because I got so used to it, to that little machine that I have, it's my girl. It's my friend. I spend time with her.
Cheryl Crawford Ski says, how soon are you going to be able to order the pillows? They're super cute. And as per Kimberly, rate the difficulty of them. Thank you.
Oh, so the book is coming out in September. The kits will be out in September. And I would say the book ranges from beginner to intermediate. I mean, there's maybe a couple advanced, like this one I would say is advanced. But I would say most of them are beginner or intermediate.
And I am seeing lots of questions of people asking when all these videos that we're talking about are coming out.
Lily?
Lily?
Most likely either along with the sew along or along when the book comes out.
So it'll be September, October.
Yeah, so...
the sew along will be next year, but we're not going to hold the videos till next year. So I would say September, October.
Yeah.
Some might be November. We're not going to put them all on the page at one time, because then the videos, nobody's going to watch them. So we'll have to sit. I mean, she's just filmed them, so we have to sit and maybe you could ask me next week and I can put that on the schedule for next week to tell you.
Yeah, they need to go through editing and all that good jazz. So if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, you can get notified when those videos are coming out. Shameless plug.
But the book is done so well. I mean, the team that work on the book, just amazing, and we paid attention to everything. Sarah done unbelievable job. She's just work on all of the details, and I think you guys gonna love it. So getting the book is a good startup. Getting a kit, and then if you have a little bit difficulties and you love listen to me talk, got it. The videos will be the next step.
Also, a confetti cannon for Sarah, who is actually standing behind us and watching.
Go, Sarah!
There's the best. Jennifer Jungle says, what is your favorite and least favorite part of your job? And then she was also asking where you get information for creating patterns and fabrics, which you already answered.
My most favorite, definitely making my projects. My least favorite, I don't have one. There isn't. As I grow in quilting industry and grow in a business, I notice things more than I have noticed when I was just at the beginning, and I am so thankful for those things, and I embrace them, because with when things are difficult, I take it as an opportunity to learn. So if I have a mistake or I made a mistake, I try to learn from that, and I don't take it as this is something that it's tough. I take it as, oh, I'm gonna be challenged, let me do it. And then I go for it. But I said to myself one day when I started, the day I stopped making my own quilts, my own pillows, my own project that I show it to you, this would be the day I will stop quilting. So right now I'm still making my quilts, quilting them, and that's my most fun part of it, designing the fabrics and teaching. So that's me, and I'm absolutely loving it. I'm so thankful. It's totally Cinderella's dream.
Cheryl Thompson said, your designs seem a bit difficult for me. What is the level of difficulty? I am an intermediate quilter. Always love your designs.
Yeah. I strongly encourage you, don't think of the design as a whole picture. When I approach a new design or I get an idea, I get that same feeling in my chest, like, oh, this is gonna be something I wanted to do it. But as I approach and I do one piece at a time, and I just make the blocks for this section, and I make the blocks for this section, I square them up, and things start happening, it pulls you right in, and you will not even notice it. You're making a difficult quilt. So it is just step by step, a little bit at a time, and things are happening. Really, when you look at it, quilting, it's from A to B. If you can sew that one straight seam, it's all straight seams just put together into a larger picture. And I always think about that choosing the right color, switching techniques during the process, very important. So for example, if I do a large applique quilt and I'm worn out because I have been doing the same thing over and over using fusible, I go ahead and sit down in my chair and do some hand applique on that quilt. Oh, let me do some machine applique. Oh, why don't I do some broderie? Switching technique in a quilt as you're making it really helps go through the process and give you a little bit more enjoyment, and doesn't feel like a overwhelming thing, because gives you a little bit different way, different room, different place where you sew.
From Chris E, do you sew over your appliques or just around them?
I sew over my applique when I quilt, or if I want to puff them up and really showcase them, I just stitch in a ditch and do that. I don't ever put myself in a box. I don't tell myself you can't do this. I try everything possible, and if it doesn't work, still learn a lesson that I didn't like it. So and I try all different ways. Notice it, how this pillow right here, we have the quilting right over it. Many times this gives us a little bit more option. If you are a beginner and you quilting, I did this on a long arm, but if you quilting and on a smaller machine, it would have been easier to go around the ditch and just outline. I wanted to like mesh it all together and give a little bit more oomph to those areas right here. So I went with a circle design and just did a little edge to edge on that one. So for applique, and notice the pillow right there, flowers, but it has a totally different design that it goes over it, and it looks just as beautiful as I would be doing, outline and trying to do a quilting in a ditch and do more custom quilting.
Also, lots of people in the chat are wondering what machine you use when you quilt.
When I quilt, I use a Nova long arm machine, and I have one with a computer on it, what it helps me really expand, not only be able to do custom quilting and hand guided quilting, but also do some digitized design right on it. And I have to be honest, for some girls, the the hand guided, it's easier, and for some the computer ones is easier. So you have to really try it and figure out which one works for you. I have to work for both of them. It was not easy for me to learn machine quilting, but I made a goal, and every morning when I come to the studio, I take 10-15 minutes to do something on my machine and made myself doing it, because it's like riding a bike. When you get on it, you're unsure, you need steering, you need little training wheels, you need little help, you're calling all your friends. But then if you do it over and over and over, you're like, oh, I got this, yeah, no handles, hey, I did it. So it's the same thing with machine quilting. You really have to do it, and do it every day for a certain period of time on a big machine or small machine, and it's with anything else.
And we have a new YouTube member, Andrea Shields. Welcome, Andrea.
Yeah.
Or Andrea, whichever way you pronounce it. Okay, and then next question from Kat Dodd. They say, I'm wondering why the love of pillows, or where that came from. Is it more a decorative thing that you enjoy, or perhaps a comfort item you can never have enough of? Some people can never have enough blankets or quilts or warm fuzzy socks, etc. I'm just curious. They are so intricate and beautiful. Thanks for sharing your love of creating all the things with us.
Well, I love the pillows because over the years, as I was making quilts, I noticed that I would be saving a block or two for a smaller project. And this is a project that you can finish over the weekend and display it. I have a lot of quilts, and most of my quilts are folded and put away. Where with pillow, I can put it on a couch and my husband is like, oh, wow, you did this. Good job, girl. So it gives me a little I get to show it off a little bit of what I do, not just put it on a shelf. I put my quilts on the beds, on the walls, but this smaller project, easy to do. When I want to learn a new technique, I try a pillow and then I feel proud of it that I finished something. So to me, it gives you all the steps that a quilt will have, from making the quilt top, from layering, quilting it, learning how to make the back, adding the touch of a binding. So you still get to do all of it, but in a smaller scale. So this is a great way to learn, practice. If you're teaching classes, this is the way to go. A pillow is really nice. And I notice a pillow movement. Don't you notice it in quilting? Yeah, so I've been putting out pillow for quite a while, but I noticed this is gonna maybe be something. And yes, also, I moved to a new house 4 years ago. We moved from Michigan to California. And when I moved to California, I noticed I wanted to spark up the house and decorate. And it's so easy to do. With all the pillows, like for Valentine's, I have my favorite. Boom, I throw it on a couch. I have a, I want a little bit more flowers and I don't have time to go buy them. I get a flower pillow and throw it on my couch. It really is nice, and it's a really sweet gift to someone. I cannot tell you how many friends already ask, like, "Hey, you're gonna get a pillow?" Yes, you will. Let me just get home and you will get a pillow from me. But it's a really nice way to do it. And for wedding, the ring bearer, that's the one we name, this would be beautiful with the rings on it. So nice gift. And like I said, if you use that shirt and put a pocket, you can put a little knot with it.
Also, we have a super chat from Totus PRZ for $14.99. So thank you so much, Totus.
you.
Or if it's Totis, I can't tell. Thank you so much for that. Okay. And then next question from Bobby Weaver. They say your work is impeccable. What is your favorite quilt block?
We answered that.
Okay. And then from Ruth Yoder, how do you learn how to put colors together for a nice quilt? I have Crystal Farm and don't know what to make with it.
Oh, girl, you better get into that Crystal Farm fabric. It is beautiful. So what I do is when I design fabrics, I pretty much color coordinate it for you already. And my favorite quilt for Crystal Farm is the Wildflower. I mean, if you can make it a large one, or you can scale it down to a smaller size if you don't want to do it as many strips, but that one was one of my personal favorites. And how I color coordinate, I use rule of 5. Big print, medium print, small print, stripe, polka dot. So I not only look for the colors in my fabrics, but I also look at for a variety of prints when I match fabrics together. When I'm doing pillows like this, I used a color wheel to color coordinate. So I took a color wheel, and on a color wheel you have all the colors, and you can do a like if this side has a blue, you look at on the opposite side, it had the oranges. Boom, that's what I did. Green with red. And you just look at your color wheel and cross from one color, there is another one. And you can do it. You have color wheels on your website, so you can purchase a small color wheel and then work with it. They're a 3-way match too. So you have a 3-way, there is like a triangle that will show you which colors go together. So this is how I match it up. But usually I start up with the large print and I look at for the clues and I start pulling from other fabrics. So if I have a red flower with green leaves in my big print, I would go ahead and look at for a red fabric with maybe a green polka dot on it. Boom, I matched it up. Then I go ahead for a green fabric with a low stripe on it. Then maybe I go for something light with green and red on it and match that up. So I look at for the clues and try to pull everything together.
And then from Lisa Clausen, I love the Alaska quilt. Suggestions for earth tones. I am thinking browns with some green for accent color.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. Girl, you are into something there. I tell you, we were talking about, all different options for that quilt, endless possibilities. Just notice the recipe in the Alaska pattern. There are 6 fabrics. All that you have to do is, if you want to make your own, get 6 fabrics, and notice I have a light, medium light, then and I would use the Alaska blue recipe, the one that I did it with something blue collection. And then you notice that there are 4 different shades of blue. Yeah, and I would just shade it, and you can take one of the blue, one of the shades of blue, replace everyone with the colors that you're planning, and then take one and replace with your accent, and it would just burst it up for you. So the recipe is done very, very well.
All right. And so we're getting close on time here, so I'm going to ask a couple questions that I know several people had asked, and then every live stream I kind of pick funny comments or some of my favorite comments, so I'm going to shout those out. But the number one question I've seen a lot is, what kind of batting did you use in both the pillow, and then what kind of pillow form did you use inside?
Oh, wonderful. So we use, for the bedding, we use Hubs bedding, and I love this bedding. Girls, Hubs beddings are just wonderful. You have, there's a Tuscany collection, Hubs bedding. Good catch. So Tuscany collection Hubs beddings are just wonderful, and what I like is there's silk, there is wool, there are cotton, they're all different ones, and I choose my bedding following the direction the company really writes down. This is good for hand quilting, this is gonna be great for machine washing, this is gonna give you the warmth and the loft that you need. The one that I really love it right now is the cotton wool mix 80-20, and you have it right here in this quilt. Notice how nice the quilting looks on it, because the cotton allows you to wash it, the wool gives you that low loft and a puff to it. So that's the one, and you can get a small size, cut it to your pillows, and then use it that way, or use leftovers from a big quilt.
And then the pillow form is just an 18-inch Hobbs pillow form.
It's super cute, and it looks nice. When I travel with my pillows, it stays really nice, and on my couch it displays beautifully.
Okay. So then,
And
go ahead.
they're available on the website.
Yeah.
Both items are available on your website.
Cute and funny YouTube comments. One from Bridget Ashley saying, at the very beginning of the live stream, watching on my phone at work, shh, don't tell, I'm hiding in my cube. Thought that was hilarious. And then Adam Weinstein said, I need to find a couch big enough to have 25 pillows.
Oh. So Adam is, he works at Andover.
Oh,
yeah, that's Adam from
Go,
Andover.
Adam!
Okay. Let's see. Okay, Gabriel said, are you ladies crazy? You ladies are still young, crazy chicks in a good way when you guys are talking about being.
Give me 5. We're young, crazy chicks.
Young, crazy chicks. Okay. Okay. And from James Patrick Handcrafted, so refreshing to see such a beautiful and unique aesthetic. Love all your work, Edyta.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
From Stephanie Metz, OMG, OC did Kimberly wants confetti. Do you know how messy that would be?
Yeah, no. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Okay, let me see.
If it would be fabric confetti, it would work good for
fabric
you.
confetti.
You were picking all the pieces and making something right away out of it.
So I had a really good suggestion for that, and that's what I'm trying to find. They had basically said, like, we could, like, get a bunch of, like, fabric squares and scraps and, like, sew them together and have, like, strips that fly out and then, like, just, like...
Pull it back in.
Pull it back in, yeah.
We do have a surprise for Super Chats next week, but I'm not going to give the idea away.
Oh, yes.
But it's halfway done.
It's going to be very cute. James Patrick Handcrafted says, you are either going to have to take that kit home, Kimberly, or give it to me, the one that you opened earlier. Thought that was really funny. Lots of people were also asking, is there a kit available for O Tannenbaum?
You have them, right?
Yes.
On your site? She has them on her site, and I can order them from her.
Yeah.
But you can order them from her?
Should I tell them the surprise?
Yeah.
Okay, so there are 2 kits for Tannenbaum. One of them is the traditional kit where you just have all the bundle of fabric, everything, the fat aids and all your squares, everything is packaged. We have a brand new kit for Tannenbaum coming up middle of September, and it is all pre-cut for you. It is Christmas. I'm telling you, it is gorgeous. You open the box, every single block, every row is in a separate package, and you just open it, lay it out, make it. Next day, open up, lay it up. It's going to be 12 days of Christmas with every row in the quilt. You're going to love that one. So Kimberly is going to have them as well. Just stay tuned. We will let you know as soon as they're put on the website.
Okay. Funny comment from Elaine H. Husband doesn't understand why there's so many pillows. I thought
So
that was
you have
hilarious.
choices, you know, like I want to give you as many choices as we can. And we actually started with less pillows, but as the book developed and we were working on it, we want to have both beginner being able to buy the book and grow through it, advanced quilters buy the book and have a beginner pillow just to refresh. So we want to give you so many wonderful choices for different occasions, for also different skill level. And every single book that we have done, we have paid attention so much to make you grow as a quilter, so that way you can tackle all different techniques and never be afraid and never put yourself like
In a
away
box.
from it. Yeah. So we really work hard to give you everything we possibly can.
Also, people are wondering for the O Tannenbaum quilt where the pattern for that comes from.
It's right
Tannenbaum?
here.
Yes, we have the pattern right here, and it is available on your website and my website, and it has everything you possibly need. On the back you have fabric requirements, but like I said, you can do a kit. And both of the kits, the one that is just fabric, we include the laser cut pieces for your applique, binding, and your background, everything is included. And in the laser cut one, a kit just like the Alaska one, that it's everything pre-cut, everything is included in also the appliques. And I want to point to something that we didn't talk about it, but where's our, we have a little surprise for you in the pillow book. We did not only made 25 pillows, but we went also further with the pillow with the alphabet. So we have a pillow that just says ho ho, and I hope it's gonna be perfect. It looks so cute with all my Christmas stuff. It is just adorable. But we thought you would love to have the whole alphabet. So when you open the book, you're gonna notice we have made patterns for all of the letters. So if you want to just write mom on the pillow for Mother's Day, you got those letters, okay? If you want to do Mr. and Mrs. or initials because that favorite couple is getting married, you got that. Or if you would like to make all the letters and make it into a cute little quilt, we got the directions for you too. And the quilt is 35 by 47 and it is adorable. So we
Yeah.
made a rainbow arrangement on that one. It is so cute. Perfect for baby room, so you can make the whole alphabet and then make a little pillow for the rocking chair for a baby room if you would like that. So many different options. I cannot wait to see the pillows in your house and how you decorate with it and just have fun with it. So you make it, you decorate. How can you go wrong?
So just two more cute little comments here from Kristen Reagan. She said, I just became a YouTube member. Her live streams are so wonderful.
Thank you.
Anything to help Kimberly and Lily keep the videos going. So I thought that was just sweet. And then from April Jackson, she said, I love that everything is made in the USA. Also, we realized that Edyta doesn't sleep. So where is the prepackaged coffee, caffeine, quilt kit combo? Beautiful work.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
This is my favorite one from the book.
Isn't it
Is the-
beautiful?
yeah.
Yeah. So with this one is my personal favorite too, because like I told you guys, all the girls that work in my office are Navy wives from the local Navy base. The spouses that come in, they're sometimes look for a job, and I'm so happy to be able to employ them. When you a Navy spouse, you know that it's hard when you travel from place to place to start up a new job, and sometimes you don't get hired simply because you're gonna be in an area for a short period of time. I love my girls, love working with them, and I teach all my girls how to make an American flag block, and I'm super proud of this journey that I'm taking in quilting, that it took me to the point that I can make a difference in just few girls' lives. So I'm glad you like this one. It goes great with all of the red and white quilts that I do,
Yeah.
and the new collection, because the this combination, and we had the red bundle. I mean, you can make so many nice quilt. We had that Braveheart. Wow, we really made a mess in our
Yeah, I
living
don't know
room.
where.
It looks like we had a pillow fight
Yeah.
instead of pillow talk.
Yeah, I don't know where the fabric went.
Let's see. Well, we had a Braveheart bundle that would go great with it. So that's the red and white.
Yeah.
We're gonna find it as soon as we get off the couch. Oh, look at $20.
All right, so that's all the time we have for questions today on live stream. I know we didn't get to a lot of them, so if you have a question that we weren't able to answer, just wait about 10 minutes until the live stream's over. Put the comment below in the comment section, and we will answer it afterwards. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and y'all have a great weekend. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, Kimberly.
Thank you.
Very much appreciate.